Hey, let me do the Betyna update. So, I went on a tantrum. Anyway, story ya Betyna egenda maaso bannange kakati kyemulina okumanya nti it's going to be a clash between Shaila and Betyna. As you already know, Betyna is pregnant. No, Shaila, she's pregnant. I told you yesterday. And that is a very, very big scandal. But already I confessed to who? To Betyna. And I told her what. But of course, you don't go into details. You know. So a confession is a confession. You say, I did it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I mean, it's already, the evidence is there. So the evidence was that she was in a trimester number 3. So on my way back from Europe, which I called the return, I'm returning back in hot waters or deep waters, and I think that's something Betyna was prepared to deal with head on. And we did that on the very first night. We've talked about it, blah, blah, blah. But of course, the consequences to that, she brings the preposition that, I have got to marry her. And I need to get serious. But me, I'm hesitant, not hesitant, but I want to bring things to the fore. Beginning with Valentines. So remember January brings J London. January nze London, Valentine's eri kumpi, February. Kakati, I've thought hard and deep. This is going to be a very, very big expense. On top of all the spending I've done, I did big shopping in London for the billionaire mansion house. Ngina mugulira Benz S500. Kati ya kireke kinyume. Bino ebintu kasuke njogende mu Luganda, bino ebintu abasajja abalina ssente bye bakola. Oyogeza ssente wadde amaanyi gaba gakumeza ekigwo, because now, of course, Shaila was a family friend now, but worse off, she was an ex-lover. So it was bread and butter. You see? Bread and butter. They don't mix. The butter will melt in the bread. And once I've bought Betyna, the Mercedes-Benz, I'm thinking that we look for a way to take Shaila out of the picture. Meaning that either ajja gende South Africa okuzaala omwana oba omwana amuzaalira Uganda. Kati ndowooza mulaba decision z'abagagga gw'osalawo omwana ajja muzaalira tojja muzaalira wano blah 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 blah. So things like that. But there's nothing to hide. So her being around and the wedding coming up, ndowooza mulaba dilemma eri awo, mulaba conundrum eri awo. So everything gets in progress, and we see what unfolds. And along the way, kakati adde bambuuza, people are asking me, kakati Betyna waffe, kakati olaba ebyomuyingizaamu, Betyna, aren't you hurting her? No. This is a Shaila nawagambye yesterday. Shaila nali muwadde a position of responsibility in the company, Paramount Investments, and she was one of the directors. So that gave her privileged access to me. She could anytime turn up at the office. We have business to talk about, this. But was that a bad idea at the time? No, because it was a trusting situation. But things just happened. How they happened, The thing is, buli bw'obeera mu situation yonna kati kanzire mu Luganda ng'omusajja yenna oyinza okubeera close to somebody tekigana kubeera na mukwano gw'omukazi naye bino ebintu byonna bicreate nga kyebayita temptations around and remember we hadn't split up. We had not split up. What we had was a long history of having been teenage sweethearts and having known each other for a long time. Tusomye ffenna mu primary, agenze O-level, A-level, agenze. So, you know, that constant presence of a person around you. But then eventually you drift apart. You get what I mean? So we don't feel sorry for the character, Kegus. You're calling it philandering, you know. And when we came back in each other's lives at Mulago, little did I know that she's going to have this constant presence again. And I had already met Betyna, and I was dating Betyna. Did you see the balance there? So am I going to lose Betyna or am I going to lose Shaila? Betyna had a baby. We have a child together. And we are staying in a billionaire mansion house. That house had been the idea proposed by Shaila. Well, Funida sent and put it, you know, when the wind fall. Nabagamba nti omuntu bw'otandika okufuna ssente abantu bakulika around by influencing decisions nyingi nnyo. Bw'obeera n'omukazi ayinza okukuzimba. Bw'obeera n'ekikoosi nti byakucakala muzicakala ne muzikuba ne zigwawo. You know, all the money, you blow it, isn't it? So it's a difficult one. It's a very, very difficult situation, which in many cases can be very, very. I don't want to know the done. I say, so that's what I'm talking about here, people. So we are good, and we are going to ask a lot of questions. Why are you buying Betyna such a present? Isn't it going to alienate our Shaila, your consultant doctor? She worked on me in the hospital, and it was a collusion course. So yeah, and we carry on from there, people. We carry on from there, and chapter 290 to 300. We are in the hot seat. Got me? It's a love story, and these things happen in life, and that's how we live. Life is for living. So those who are enjoying the story, who have followed the story, they are asking questions. Betyna, nomutulagadi, Betyna. You want to see Betyna? Nawagama Betyna jali, but not in those names. Ali happily married, and she's following this story. She laughs every day. You're sweet. You know what I mean? All right, let's be cool.